lifted up, man. I'm telling you, I love that brother's voice. I done heard him sing on many occasions. He does a great job. Well, we're back. If you are just tuning in, you're watching TCT Alive. I am your friend and confidant, Dr. Sam, and we welcome you here. And I still have my co-host, the prayer partners, who are on the phone right now. And to connect with the prayer partners, pick up that phone and dial 1-800-232-9855. They are waiting to pray for you, waiting to believe with you, and have faith for you. I'm telling you, I love those prayer partners. They follow me around a lot, but I don't mind because they praying. Well, I am sitting here with my friend, the social butterfly, Miss Donnetta, who is legendary on the East Coast, and God has really been blessing her to build her promoting and marketing brand. And what we have been talking about is how churches can better position themselves by not only having the ministry, but having the business to brand the ministry right, or to put the ministry in a position to grow on so many levels. When we left off before we went to Gerard, we was talking using Dr. Garth and Dr. Tina as an example of the TCT brand, and how, as a man of God that he is and she is, if he did not have any business acumen, that TCT wouldn't be the network that it is and steady growing. So, Donnetta, while we was letting Brother Gerard do his thing, we was talking about another aspect of the church is properly doing fundraising. Because, you know, we like to fundraise. Some people sell chicken dinners. Some people do the tickets. How should you properly do fundraising, not only from a marketing promotional standpoint, but business and IRS stuff to keep your stuff together?
Right. Well, fundraiser, most churches have 501c3, so they are covered under that. So when they do a fundraiser, it depends on what type of fundraiser that you do. But like you said, a lot of churches sell chicken dinners. But if you want to go big and make more money, you could do a fundraiser like an expo, charge for the tables and make some profit on the tables as well. But you're going to have expenditures out, but you will make some profit.
Right.
So I figure a fundraiser, especially with churches, all churches should have 501c3. So by you being nonprofit, you can get corporate sponsors. Sponsors to offset the cost where the church would have to pay money out by you being a 501c3. So the sponsors will help you as well, and then you'll build money and have assets and liabilities after you pay for expenses.
Yeah, because a lot of times what gets us in trouble with churches is that we have a platform where we want to do some things and we need money, but we just, the quickest way is let's just sell something and reap the profits and pay out the cost. But that's a little different, like you said, in a 501c3, because if you're putting together like little small venues to raise money, when you could do big venues to raise a lot of money, to raise money, then that's the best way to go. But a lot of times, and I hate to say this, a lot of you churches don't have them 501c3s correct. And you got to make sure that you have those correct, because one thing you don't ever want to do is get in trouble with the IRS. That's just honest to God true. And so we want to have that paperwork together so your ministries will be set. One thing, Donnetta, I'm gonna throw this in there as part of this thing. Pastors, because we do it here a lot on TCT, we have a lot of guests and stuff. Make sure you have your bios and information together so we know who you are.
Have all your information together. And you hit one point about 501c3. If I do a fundraiser for anyone, you have to have that paperwork. I won't do it if you don't show me. I need actual proof in my files so that saying that you have 501c3.
Correct. And a lot of times, like the reason we addressing all of this, of course, because we love you and we want you to be successful. But there's also a business side and ministry that you have to get correct in order for it to prosper, because God wants us to have the spirit of excellence in all things. If we can love God, we can pray for the sick, we can do all of this, but if we don't have our business together, God can't trust us on another level to take it to a high level, because we get penalized, you can go to jail, you can be audited, anything can happen. So it's very important that you do everything right on the books. Okay.
Like a business plan.
Yeah, you gotta have the business plan.
That's what it is.
And I know sometimes people feel funny saying that, mixing God and business. But if you go to the Bible, you can always see Jesus was a man of business. When he was born, they said they brought frankincense, gold, and myrrh. And we think it was 3 wise men, but it was more men than that, more people bringing. He didn't get rich off of 3 guys bringing. There was a lot of people bringing that. So that tells you business was part of establishing a way to Christ to grow and his family to travel, or he had to get up when the king wanted all the male childs killed from 2 years under, and his Jesus family had the money to travel. So it's very important.
That is true.
So let's go this way then, because we still have, I hope you appreciate it, fam. We ain't doing this business thing because we love you. We want you to get this. And I'm sitting with the powerhouse, Miss Donnetta Social Butterfly Carter. And Donnetta, if I may talk about it just a minute, Donnetta is doing an extraordinary job in marketing, promoting different stuff. And, you know, I know part of her heart really wants to help the body of Christ in churches and things. And because it's a big area that we need to make sure we get done. You know, if Walmart can build off a simple concept that Sam Walton wanted to give you the cheapest prices with the best customer service, and now they got over 200 billion in sales and the biggest retailer, not the biggest company in the world, I don't see why the body of Christ can't do the same thing if we just do and handle our business right.
We can do it, but just follow the proper steps.
You got to follow the proper steps.
You just can't go out there on a whim, and then you got to continue to do it as well and believe in what you do. And like I said, you may have someone in the church that may be a marketing rep person. You don't know, you put it out there to the church and say, well, and then if you get someone you hire on the outside, you got to make sure that's the right person for because they represent your church. Whether they attend your church or go to your church, you want to make sure that's the right person to market your brand. You don't want to just hire anybody for a paycheck.
And I want to piggyback on that. I don't want nobody to just hire somebody just because they're anointed. Right. Because they could be gifted to do it. Right. But they need to have part of that business on it. Or if they don't, give them a partner that has the business. You be the anointed one, I'll be the business partner, we'll make this work. Right. Because I think a lot of times, you know, how I grew up in church, a lot of people were doing a lot of things just for the fact that they were anointed to do it. And I'm not saying that God don't anoint us and put us in position to do extraordinary things, because that's what the anointing does, is allow us to do things that's beyond our capability. But when that's all said and done on that day, for the rest of the week, the rest of the month, the rest of the year, you need somebody to know how to take care of the details on the paper, the pencil, and the voicemail, and the customer service. Because you could be speaking in tongue and be anointed, but be mean as a hornet when it comes to dealing with people. So we need that. I mean, we need that. I know one pastor, Pastor Bill Winston, who I like a lot in the way he came out of corporate America in 1986. He was working for one of the big computer companies. And when he started his church, you know, he had that corporate mindset. And today his church is about 20,000 or more. Wow. And but he has his thing set up like he has a right-hand man. Then he has a staff, and it's that corporate setup that allows him to be the pastor
and be successful
at it.
And he built his brand.
Right, because he can't do everything. Like none of us, we can't do everything.
No, I even have volunteers. I have people assist me as well. I can't do it all.
Yeah. I don't want to do it all.
Yeah, I have a street team. I have a street team that pass out flyers for me as well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I have a street team that does that.
Now,
college students.
Let me ask you, because I want to dig in that too. When as a business or as a ministry, when I'm evaluating what I need, how do I know what and whom and how and when to pick it?
Because some people don't know what to do. That's a question there. That's a good question you asked. Someone wanted me to do something for them for marketing, but they didn't know what they wanted me to do. I said, tell me what you want me to market. What's your product? What's your brand? They couldn't tell me. I had to tell them, is this what you want me to do? A, B, C, D? I had to tell them because in their mindset, they just want to know, we want a marketing person, but we don't know what we want you to do. So I had to tell them what they needed me to do if they wanted me to do that, to pay me to do that.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's where it starts, because one of the things that can get you distracted off of your business is to be desperate. So if I'm desperate where I need money, it might take me off the fact that maybe I need to go work for free. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I work for free lots of times.
And pay them dues or plant them seeds in labor. Right. Or I need money so bad, I'm not focusing on what my core is. I'm just trying to raise money. And I mean, I ain't no disrespect to chickens, but sell chicken dinners and not stick to the core of what my ministry or my business is, because I'm focused on money.
Right.
But also one of the most important parts, and I'd like you to elaborate on this too, is how is you and God.
Yeah.
How do you know where you start and end, and where God starts and never ends?
Oh, wow. I believe God, I think he covered me in the blood, and I believe God gave me the vision. I had the vision, but I think he implemented to tell me to push on. But I had obstacles coming in my way as well, because I'm like, this is what I really want to do, and I do this, and I said, well, I'm just going to try it and step out on faith and see where it goes from there.
Yeah, let me ask you this, because we didn't mention this like 3 or 4 times, of working for free, because I know when people hear the word free,
they don't like that.
And yeah, only if you're giving them something, but that giving is different, because that giving is basically planting seed. What made you decide to actually do marketing promotion free? Because that's a lot of work, period.
It's a lot of work, and I like doing it. I enjoy it. I'm a people person. So marketing, promoting for free, that built my brand. And then people seeing what I do, that's when they want to hire me, because they seen this is what she does.
Yep.
But they didn't think they thought I was being paid to do that. I wasn't being paid at the beginning. So I sowed my seed and made the foundation, and then God just took off.
Yep, and a lot of times that's exactly how it works, because that's how a lot of my stuff works. Everything I'm involved in, from this network, from radio to stage to music, the whole thing, they all came and got me.
People call me, contact me, and when I go, like I was in Detroit Saturday evening, she said, I'm your friend. I said, oh, okay, who are you? She said, I'm on your page, the social butterfly. Donnetta, aren't you the social butterfly? I said, yes, I am. She said, I'm your friend, and I took pictures with her and everything. She wants to connect with me. She said, I want to help you build your brand, and I want some of your flyers and some of your events that you do in Detroit and Toledo. So I was amazed that she knew who I was. And in Toledo, everybody knows everybody.
Well, and plus, no, not only that, you're famous.
I don't feel famous.
You ain't got to feel famous to be famous.
I don't think I'm famous,
you don't have to
I'm just an ordinary person, just like I just have an ordinary person with special skills.
Look at Donnetta. I don't know ordinary people that got people following them around town, and wherever they show up at events, that's where they at. That's not ordinary.
Yeah.
That's anointing of God on your life, and because you're doing the stuff, the business right. And a lot of that too goes into integrity and work ethic. And one thing is very true. I don't care how long it takes, because all of our length of time is different from what God has called us to do.
Amen.
But when we dive in it with everything we have,
right,
and we do it with excellence and proficiency.
Right.
The rewards is going to show up. It's no doubt about it.
Results.
There's no way getting around. It's going to show up.
Yeah.
Because people love good things and they want stuff done right. And when they got money, they're willing to pay for it.
That's true.
They're willing to pay for it.
I agree with that. I do agree.
So if anybody trying to get your services and get over, they ain't meant to be serving with you. You might have to pass them on. Now, let me talk about a little bit about entrepreneurship. Because not only in ministry, but in business, they're basically been called to entrepreneurship.
Right.
Give us 3 things that's important as you start off as an entrepreneur that you should do first.
I think.
And then I'll share mine. Go ahead.
The first thing, I think you should have a business plan. And your first thing is your vision, to make sure this is what God put on your heart to do. The second thing, I think you should have a business plan. You should implement, is more than 3 things on my side, but I'll say 3 or 4, implement that business plan. And try that business plan. Sometimes you have a business plan that may not work.
Right.
It may not be your niche, but I found my niche and I just love it and I enjoy it. But you got to make sure this is what your calling is.
Right.
Everybody's not called to be a preacher. I'm sorry to say that. Everybody's not called to be a teacher, a police officer, or whatever position. They don't find out until they get in it. But if it's not your niche, you should find what your niche is. And God will put that upon you.
Right.
Yes. I know I'm a God-fearing woman.
Yeah, like you mentioned, niche is very important, because sometimes you don't find what your niche is at the beginning.
That's true.
Sometimes whatever you're willing to pay that price for, that's pretty much your niche and pretty much your niche and passion. And that don't even mean you could make something out of it, but what you can do is use that to maybe go into some other area that's similar to that niche, but actually makes you money or puts you in a better position in life.
That is correct.
That is definitely correct, because if you like digging ditches, for example, and that's your niche.
Right.
Digging ditches is not gonna make you money, but if you have a company that dig a bunch of ditches for a lot of other people and a lot of ground, that would make you money. So it's very important that we find out what our niche is and stuff like that.
Right, what your calling is.
Yeah, what your calling is, and stick with that. So as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurial.
Yes.
What is it that is probably the biggest obstacle?
Obstacle. For my business, you mean for my business?
Yes, for your business.
I'm a travel agent as well, Adventures Travel. There's a lot of travel agents. I'm an independent travel agent, so that could be because there's so many travel agents.
Right.
Yeah, but marketing reps, there's some marketing reps like myself, but then like you said, there's big corporate firms that do marketing and promoting, but you have to pay them big dollars as well. So it's just having, with the travel agent, you have other travel agents that you're competing with to do prices and cruises and resorts. So you're not the only one doing that same business.
Okay, good. Well, Social Butterfly, we about to go into another song here. My brother, Good Boy Records, is about to put up another song. Okay. We're gonna listen to this right quick, and we're gonna send you right to that song right now. Be blessed.